Good afternoon, everybody. It is Monday Motivation. I did not forget about everybody, but a quick testimony. This morning I was like in a zone and ready to record, and it took like 5 different times, and so much was happening on my phone and space storage, but I'm here to tell you in this Monday Motivation that you keep giving out the message, and I was not going to be defeated. So I got rid of, freed up space, did what I needed to do, and made sure a certain app of mine was backed up. So on this Monday Motivation, one of the things that come to my mind, I read different devotionals. I just like to be in my word. And I read the daily devotional today for our daily bread, and it was talking about it's in the attitude. And it was coming from James 1 and 2. You know, that count it all joy when we experience certain trials and tribulations on the journey. So I'm here to tell you that, we're not exempt from going through hard times. We're not exempt from going through certain struggles. But the reason why we count it all joy, because it's what's going to increase our faith. It's what's going to help mature us on the journey. When we begin to mature, we no longer look at things the way that we used to. So I'm no longer going to look at that struggle or that circumstance and allow it to overtake me and overwhelm me. Sometimes in a situation, in a momentarily it can, because things in life do overwhelm us. Storms do come and we do get stressed out. Some of us are dealing with relationship stress, transitional stress and financial stress. There are so many different things in our lives that come into our lives as trials and tribulation, but they're only to make us stronger and they're only to mature us. And I wanted to remind everybody on the Monday Motivation is don't allow that to shift your attitude. Don't allow that to put you in a negative space. If it is, let it be temporary space, because the space that we need to be in and where God is calling us to be in is a place to praise Him, a place to press forward, a place to worship Him in spirit and truth. And sometimes we have to press our way through that, and we have to literally speak to those circumstances and those situations and those hells that just seem like they continue to just smug us and weigh us down on the journey. You know what you have to say? Situation and circumstance, you no longer are going to overtake me. You are no longer going to cause me to be in a depression. You are no longer going to cause me to feel like I'm sinking. You are no longer going to cause me to be in such a dark space where I feel like I can't get out of it. You have to begin to speak to that circumstance and that trial and that tribulation and say, you know what? I'm going to get through this because the faith that is within me, I'm no longer going to be accustomed or feel like I'm only what I see. I know that I'm standing on the promise, and I know that my faith and what's maturing within me, I know that I'm going to get out of it. I might not completely see physically what's around me a way out of it because all the bills and everything is just piling in, but it's the faith and it's the blessed reassurance that keeps us faithful and keeps us with the hope of the promise to know that I will get out of it. So when we begin to shift our attitude, now I'm not thinking in a negative space. Now I'm not thinking that, this, that, and the third, which is going to then cloud the strategic thinking that the Spirit is trying to put within me. If I'm only thinking about all my woes and I'm only thinking about all the bad things, how am I going to motivate myself to see a way out of it? Sometimes we're looking for God to do miraculous things at times, and our God will and always will do, even in the small things. They're miraculous because God has His hand on it. But sometimes God is showing us a way to get ourselves out of it. And if we're allowing the darkness and if we're allowing the circumstance to overtake us, how can I see that situation from a different perspective if I'm only seeing it from one view and that's negative? So I'm here to tell you on this Monday Motivation, don't allow your circumstance or your situation, which is only going to be temporary. And if we really know that temporary sometimes can feel like it's never ending, sometimes we don't know that temporary is getting ready to end because that season just feels like, when is winter over? When is spring going to come? When is the sunshine of summer getting ready to reap upon my life? But I'm here to tell you, if you continue to plant the seeds of positivity, if you plant the seeds of peace in your life, and if you continue to think that I'm not going to become the situation that I am, I'm going to overcome that situation, I'm going to break through, it's not going to break me. I'm here to tell you on this Monday Motivation that you will get out of it. You are not going to become that. So if I can motivate anybody today, is to just change our attitude, change our perspective, begin to pray boldly over the things that you want in your life. I'm not here to tell you that they're magically going to bear, but I'm here to tell you that I know that prayers change things. And I know when I begin to speak in my situations, I begin to attract that energy around me. If I'm only speaking negative, I'm attracting negative. When I begin to speak power, when I begin to speak boldness, when I begin to say that I'm going to get over this, all of a sudden I begin to move a little differently. And then I'm ready to put up the fight. And then my spirit is ready for things that it might not have always been ready for. And then I begin to get a little more seasoned. And then I begin to read the word. And then I begin to praise and press my way in a way that I never had before, because now I'm maturing. And now the expectation of what I used to do has changed. So I'm here to tell everybody today, speak life over these situations. Don't let them speak over you. You have the power and the authority to do so. God has given us gifting, the grace of God, and the grace is upon you. You know, 'tis the season, and we have to begin to realize that you're gonna go through some things. You're gonna go through some pain, and you're gonna go through some hell-like experiences. Anybody that tells you that you're not, and anybody that only preaches prosperity is not preparing you for the hell on the battlefield. It will be hell at times, but if you stand firm, and you stand firm knowing that God is with you in spite of what you are enduring, and you tell the devil he's a lie right in his face, you are going to get through this. Okay, so on this Monday motivation, change your attitude. Don't let anything get you to the point where your attitude is so bad that you can't even see the goodness of the day. So I'm Lady Nikita, Lady in a Rhyme. I want to say God bless you all. I know why this message was taking forever to get out. The devil didn't want you to hear this. I am telling you, it took about 5 different attempts this morning. God said, give it a rest. I'm going to take care of it later on in the day. So as somebody that continues to be motivated, no matter what my circumstances have been, and no matter what trials I had to go through, and no matter how many times I had to travel and figure out my roots, literally, I continued to persevere. So on this Monday motivation, I truly want to motivate people from the bottom of my heart to the very depths of my soul, that no matter what you're going through, and no matter how like fire, that you can and you will get through this. Get yourself some prayer warriors. Get good people on your team that's going to get you motivated out there. You are not by yourself. And if you don't have a team, people, hit me up. I will pray with you and do what I need to do. It is private. I'm not looking for announcements and things on my page and shout outs. I am here for you because I want to see you make it. God bless you all. I love you. Peace.